Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Trimcraft Tuesday video. This week I'm doing some creative journaling with the Trimcraft free papers. If you didn't know already, every month Trimcraft on their website, the craft blog, have free downloadable printables that you can download and print, obviously, to your heart's content. And the October papers are these really lovely autumnal ones that I really wanted to use for some creative journaling, really. You can see that paper there, by the way, in case you're wondering. My printer ran out of ink while I was printing. That's why we've got the strange colour changes, so I'm just ripping that bit off there because I didn't really need to use that. But anyways, there were some really lovely purple colours in this month's freebies, and you don't often get a lot of purple with autumnal things. You get it for Halloween but not autumn, so yeah, I just really wanted to use them for this. I'm adding some cat washi down the bottom here, some copper foiled cat washi, just because it is a cat themed journal spread. You may have noticed this already with those 3 pictures I've got hanging around of my cat. I have printed my pictures quite large for this spread, actually. I think it's because I wanted to make a big deal of all the autumn leaves that are in the background of the photos and stuff. So yes, I'm just taking little strips of the papers that I've printed and just sort of layering them up and stuff for my background. To explain the photos and the title, so yes, pictures of my cat. This was about 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say it was a Sunday afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and it was just one of those perfect picture moments where the lighting was perfect. The grass was looking so green, and yet there was all the lovely autumn leaves sprinkled on the grass in their lovely autumnal colours. And then Conan appeared, and like his fur was looking all lovely and shiny and fluffy, and I was just like, this is just like the stars have aligned for me to take photos of my cat, which is a thing I love to do. And Conan just wanted to clean himself. Yep, typical cat. He's actually quite good at posing for photos. I think he quite enjoys the attention, but this time, no, he just wanted to clean himself. So no matter how perfect the lighting and all those things were, nope. So I thought I'd just make a journal spread about that, really. So that's why there are photos of Conan cleaning himself. I do like this one I'm backing right now. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but you can see his little pink dung poking out there, cleaning his paw. But yes, that's what this journal spread is about. So I am taking various papers, as you can see, and backing my photos. That adhesive I'm using as well is actually Trimcraft Dot and Dab adhesive. What's the correct term? The glue runner? Is that the correct term? I don't know. I call it a glue mouse, but I realise that's not the correct term. Anyways, I wanted to use the purple papers mostly to back the photos, because I thought if I use the purple papers, that's quite hard to say, purple papers in the background, that would be a little too much. So just having those little hints around the edges of the photos, I think works quite nicely like that. So yes, I'm making my favourite photo, the one with him licking his paw, mostly because you can see his little pink tongue sticking out. I was just proud that I got that photo. It's quite hard to get those photos. Other cat or other people who take photos of the pets will know exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm also matting that photo in a sort of sideways Polaroid, I suppose you could call it. Basically, just because I really like that paper and I wanted to bring in a little bit more of the purple onto my spread, I'm using that sort of last little scrap I have of the brown paper with the stags and the wreaths, just to have it behind the photos. There was a tiny thin white line at the edge of it where I hadn't quite cut it in the right place, and I was too lazy to trim that off, so I just covered it in brown Distress Oxide ink, because yeah, lazy. And then other things, again, I'm just sort of distressing the edges, adding ink, getting that sort of autumnal rustic feel to everything. I've done a little bit of my journaling. I did want all of my journaling, all that white area, to have writing on, but I did a bit of it and I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I was like, I'll come back to that later when I can think of something else. All I've written is basically what I said earlier about the perfect lighting and Conan not playing ball kind of thing. Here I am adding a load of stickers. Now these stickers are made with the images from the free printables. There's usually one paper that has lots of separate little cute images and stuff, and as I pretty much always do, I take them into my Silhouette software so I can print them as little stickers, little die cuts or something. I realise not everyone can do this, but they're not complicated images. They would be really, really easy to fussy cut if you don't have a silhouette or a cricut or anything. I just do it because, you know, they have the silhouette, I might as well use it kind of thing. And it is a little bit easier when they're all stickers kind of thing. So yes, I'm using those to make lots of little clusters of images around the photos. I had to use that I've fallen for you leaf, had to, because I just love a good pun, and I had to use it for that reason, really. So yeah, all those things going down, lots of acorns, lots of leaves. I love those little toadstools. Those are absolutely gorgeous. Just so cute. So yes, those are all going on there. In case you're wondering, I printed the papers are sort of designed to be printed on A4 paper, but I knew I wouldn't need that much for this particular creative journal spread, so I printed them slightly smaller than A5, so 2 to an A4 page kind of thing, in case you're wondering. So the images are actually a little bit bigger than that, or supposed to be a little bit bigger than that, but yes. So for my title of "No Photos Please," because I thought that was appropriate for Conan, and, you know, like a celebrity being like, "No photos please." Anyways, I really wanted to use these Simply Creative copper foiled alphas, because copper on the autumnal layout, kind of obvious, but obviously they're chipboard alphas, and using them as they are would add way too much bulk to my creative journal. I like a little bit of bulk in my creative journal, but not too much. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually separating the alphas from their chipboard kind of thing. Like there's a top layer of the foiled bit, and you can just pull that off. If you just get into like the right space, you can just sort of pull it off and take it away from the chipboard. I use my nails because I have long nails. I basically keep them like that because they're a very handy crafting tool. But you can also use like tweezers or a craft knife or something. It's just a really, really handy thing to remember. Like, you can alter these things. It is possible to do so. I see so many people being like, "Oh, I can't use this because it's chipboard and it'll add too much bulk." I'm like, yes, you can, because you can separate it from the chipboard and use it. So that's what I'm doing. And then obviously I have to add glue to that, because the chipboard is the bit that's got the adhesive on it. And yes, so very happy with that. And I've just realised that I've run out of A's on that alpha sheet, and I was at the range yesterday and I was supposed to buy some more, and I completely forgot. I need to write that down on my to-do list. Need more copper alphas. Anyways, adding more stickers, surprise, surprise, just adding to my little clusters and stuff. Like at the bottom of that photo on the right, I had the 2 wreaths, but the way they were separate was a bit funky. It just didn't look quite right. So I've just added that little leaf and that little flower just to sort of join them together. And yeah, I've just got stickers all over the place. I'm going to add the date that I took these photos with my date stamp, and that same vintage photo oxide that I've been using. And then I wanted to add just a couple of these Tim Holtz clipping stickers, because I like my little phrases and stuff. They look kind of cute. Oh, and look, I've added the rest of that journaling. When did I do that? I don't remember. But yes, just adding a couple of these. And this one I'm adding here. I had to do this. It says, what does it say? He was trained. And obviously and then I just wrote "not" underneath, because it was just too funny to not include that on this thing about Conan just not doing what he's supposed to do. Well, he is the cat, he is doing what he's supposed to do, but you know what I mean. It was funny to add that. And I've also put things like "my sweetheart," because I'm a lame crazy cat lady, and "be thankful," because that's a word we use a lot around autumn. And here I am adding some of these gems. These are from the Dovecraft Lost and Found collection, and I just wanted to add little bits and pieces of sparkle around my spread. The Lost and Found collection is one of those where it's not necessarily an autumnal collection, but it can be used for autumn quite nicely. So I think I need to do another autumnal project with that collection. But for now, I'm just using the gems just to add little bits, as I said, of sparkle around my little spread here. And then when I've done that, I'm going to bring in some splatters. I don't often add splatters to my creative journal spreads, but I just wanted them on here because, again, it's that sort of rusticy look. This is Distress Stain Spray in Tarnished Brass, and I started off doing normal splatters, and then because there was too many areas where I didn't want there to be splatters, it became really difficult. So I'm actually doing fake splatters by just gathering up some ink on the spray tube thing, I can't think of the proper word for that, and just lightly dabbing all over the spread like that, kind of trying to make it as random as possible in different sizes so it looks like splatters, but I have control of where they're going, kind of thing. I think the best way to do this is not to overthink it, just kind of splash, just like dab, 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 dab. Because if you overthink it, then it looks too fake. But hopefully if you, do it that way, then it kind of looks real enough kind of thing. Anyways, with that, I am finished. So thank you so much for watching. I will, of course, link where you can get these free printables from. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are new ones every month. So yeah, do check them out because they're really, really handy just to have in your computer to print off whenever you need them. You do have to create an account on the craft blog in order to download them, but it's totally free and everything. So yeah, do recommend. Anyways, that is quite enough from me. I am now going. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Chat to me in the comments. Yes, okay. Thank you so much again. I am now going. Bye bye.